What's up guys, welcome to another video. This is Sunny from personalmasteryquest.com, and in this video I want to show you how to become less reactive to everything that is going on the outside, and how to really become the person that controls their emotion rather than always venting it outwards or suppressing their emotion internally. Okay, let's start with why you even want to become less reactive. As you know, one of my favorite quotes, and something that I say a lot on this channel, is you are either reacting to the world or you are creating the world. You are either reacting to life or you are creating life. But it's funny because what you are reacting to is something that you have created yourself. So a couple of reasons why you want to become less reactive to what you yourself have created in this world. Number one is, if you are just always reacting to what you have yourself created, then you are taking on the position of victim. And when you are taking on the position of victim and saying, no, you didn't create this, someone else caused this to happen, you know, maybe it was a government, maybe it was a significant other, maybe it was your mother-in-law, they did this to me. When you are taking on that role, you now are basically affirming to yourself that you are not the creator of your experience, that you are not in the, you know, the control room of your life. You are not directing your own ship. That's all what you are affirming unconsciously when you are taking on the role of victim. Another reason you want to become less reactive is, again, you are either reacting to life or you are creating life. If you are always just reacting instinctually, then you are almost living like an animal. And I don't mean to offend you by this at all, but most people live in this state today where they are just reacting based on their instincts, their impulses, and that's the way animals live. Whereas our greatest power as a human being is the ability to direct and focus our attention on what we do want. And as a result of that, create our own experience. This is not a luxury that any other form of life has. So you are ignoring this privilege if you are just reacting to life constantly. So in order to really gain back control of your life, to gain back control of your entire experience throughout all these years, you have to start to actually respond to life rather than to react. And that response comes from awareness. So what are a couple of things that you can do, just very practical day-to-day things that you can do to become less reactive and become a greater controller of your emotions? Number one, this is something that I preach widely to everybody, is to stop checking your phone right when you wake up. In fact, don't check your phone for at least an hour and a half if you can after you wake up. And the reason for this is, if you are checking your phone right when you wake up in the morning, or even like within half an hour after waking up in the morning, you are literally training yourself to be reactive. Your phone is full of notifications or people that just want your attention, that want your time, that want your life energy. And if you are doing that first thing in the morning, every morning, you are conditioning your mind to become reactive. And what happens is that everything that your mind comes across, especially in the morning, because in the morning it's very calm, it's a very, you know, low and mellow time for your mind. And anything that you look at right away, anything that you introduce into your consciousness at that time, is forming a big imprint on your mind, on your subconscious. Now, if you are always just looking at notifications, scrolling through Instagram in the mornings, all of those images are just gonna run through your mind all day, consciously or unconsciously. All the thoughts that you had while you were scrolling through those notifications and those posts are gonna be influencing your entire day. And maybe some days you'll look at some positive things, but just say some days that you come across certain negative stimulus in the morning, now that you are pretty much training yourself to be in that negative vibration your entire day. So I recommend that you stay off your phone as long as you possibly can in the morning. You know, create a set time that before this time I will not check my phone. I don't care how urgent, you know, whatever my impulse is, it doesn't matter what anything is, I don't care, I'm not checking my phone until this time. Try it out in your life, and you will see that you will start to cultivate an awareness throughout the day that is more controlled by you rather than whatever you come across. Okay? Now, second thing that you can do is when you are not checking your time in the morning, when you're not checking your phone in the morning, actually take the time to sit down and meditate. Simply take your awareness from the outside. Your attention is always just going to things in the outside world. Take it from there and now direct it inwards. This builds on the last one, where now you are not only just not checking your phone and, stimulating your mind with all those images and posts. Now you're actually taking the time to put your attention within and notice your thoughts and your emotions, how you feel within your body, what your intuition is telling you. And as a result of this, you start to find out more about yourself. And also, you start to cultivate a greater awareness. Now, because you have meditated in the morning, throughout the day, you will be much more controlled. You will be much more centered in your awareness, so that when someone does provoke you, someone says something rude to you or something like that, or anything negative happens, you will be less likely to react. The time between an emotion coming up and you just reacting the gap between that will widen. And within that gap, you'll be able to control the reaction rather than just, give into it. And also as a result of that, you become more centered on your attention, and you can control now, rather than giving your attention outwards into that negative stimulus. Now you have the greater control to divert that attention onto whatever you do want to happen. Okay? Now, what's the third thing that you can do to become less reactive throughout your day? This is probably one of the most important things, is to, throughout your day, become the observer of your life rather than the direct participant. Life is like a movie in which you are the main actor, you are the director, and you are also the person watching the movie sitting in the audience. And throughout your life, you have to get better at playing all three of these roles rather than just, how most people live, just as the actor. The actor doesn't know what's going to happen next. The actor lives very scared, and the actor has to overcome a lot of challenges. It's okay to live as an actor sometimes and, really enjoy this unfolding of life. But you also want to become the director. And then you also want to become the third person, detached, bird's eye view spectator just watching the movie with a detached interest. He's not so involved in the movie. He understands that everything will turn out to be okay, as long as you just keep going with the flow. The detached perspective understands that there is a greater picture rather than just what's going on right now. He sees the bigger picture, okay? And when you come across certain negative things in your life, or even positive things, it will really serve you to not just play that actor role and lose yourself within whatever is currently happening. Instead, come off the stage or come out of the screen and just take a seat in the movie theater and simply just observe. Rather than reacting and trying to control every aspect of the movie, at those times, simply just start to observe what is going on. If you practice this in your life, that gap between the emotion coming up and the reaction will keep getting wider until you realize that you don't have to react. You don't have to give in to these things, and that you decide how complex a problem is for you. You decide how negative a scenario will turn out to be. It is all your choice, and that choice depends on how you react or respond. Okay, so what happens is, over time, when you continue to practice these three things, you go from just being the reactor to actually the responder, the calm and centered, aware responder to whatever's going on. And as a result, you gain a greater control over your reality. Now you are not just reacting to life, you are creating life. Okay, so those are the three things. Meditate. Well, we start with not checking your phone in the morning, then meditating, and then becoming the observer rather than just always reacting, okay? So I hope those 3 tips helped you. If they did, give me a thumbs up and share this video with a friend who would also find it helpful. If you would like to get coaching with me one-on-one, the link for that is in the description box below. But other than that, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video.